I I beat new jeans up in the back. I got them curtains. Don't go pretending this ain't lit, boy. Don't be nervous. All right, welcome to Starlight My channel. Getting into it. Um, this is slightly informative information, but really I just want to ramble and rant about. I feel like the science of women and stuff like that. I'm gonna get right into it because um, make it short. I just thought it was an interesting topic. I just want to talk about it. And because a lot of people have different views on women, they be like saying like women is complicated and whatnot, which I do think that complication or the ability for something to be complicated is really always subjective. Complications is only something pertaining to an individual's perspective. So it can be complicated, but you really can't speak on it if you're not in that vessel as far as being a woman. But at the same time, something can only be complicated if you know what I mean. Like something can only be complicated if you're not in it though. At the same time, like you can't be a female and then like be like, oh, it is already complicated because you already in that vessel. You see what I'm saying? So you're not gonna see it the same way. And so it would have to be from the viewpoint of somebody outside of being a woman and stuff like that. But that wasn't really the purpose I came here. The purpose I came here, I was gonna say like I don't know. I just be thinking to myself. I'd be like, I feel like I feel like women is dumb. Like as people try to make like what I mean by this, like you know how like guys be like, oh like, men in general typically do tend. Hold on, let me take this off the charger. 'Cause my phone get hot. Cause I ain't gonna be here long anyway. I'll just ranting and rambling. But you know how people do like people do say stuff like oh like oh well men in general tend to have more logic and be able to be more analytical and logical because that's like left brain yang, that's like masculine, which is true, I guess, structure and all that stuff like that. And then they be like, women is more so like emotionally intelligent and stuff like that, which I 100% do agree and stuff like that, especially like with intuition and psyche and bit stuff like that, and be able to like sense stuff 100% way much more. Although I feel like we all have these abilities, have more emotional intelligence than some women, and some women have more intellect and logic and be able to analyze a lot better than some men. I think it's on different percentage levels. Everybody's different. The masculine energy and divine feminine energy is not only conducive to just a gender. All of us contain masculine and feminine, and that's the problem with us now. We be stuck between our dualities, and we be lost. We don't make ourselves whole to become complete, so that we both have balance of our masculine and feminine, our divine masculine and divine feminine. See what I'm saying? But I feel like people be like, oh, women to not be as smart logically, and I have seen where that plays out sometimes. Don't get it twisted, but I also feel like low key. I feel like low key. I feel like women ain't as like dumb as people try to put it. Like, and I mean, because obviously girls don't look at each other being dumb. I'm just talking about from the whole world perspective. I feel like guys be like, oh, like females, they don't be picking up on certain things logically. They not logical and stuff like that. And don't get it twisted. I do think sometimes females tend to not be logical, especially when you like in emotionally enraged at the moment. It's hard for anybody to be logical. But I've been paying attention lately, and I'd be like, this is just me ranting. So, and I really don't care how people feel, but feel free to express your opinion. But I feel like if you really pay attention to it, I don't think women really that off. Like I don't think women is as numb as like people try to put it or they try to play it off to be. Like I think females are very cunning. I think that females just don't always express certain things, so you don't always be knowing it. But I feel like how can I put it? I feel like let me see how can I put it. Bear with me now. I want to say I look at it like females be just like bullshitting sometimes. In other words, I think they're like very smart and stuff like that. I think they're sometimes even smarter than men. The reason why I say that is because I look at it. I know I say I feel like a lot. I've been watching myself. I realize I say that a lot, so I'm trying to get my grammar better. But I look at it as I realize that females sometimes will go the distance to hide up certain things when they're not trying to get caught. They'll go the distance to cover up a lie. They'll go the difference in like the full ins and outs of a situation to either not get caught or to not be seen a certain type of way. Whereas a guy will too, but not to the extent. And now, though I do think it's possible that maybe the guy doesn't like as much care in the situation to feel the need to go that far, but ultimately I can kind of see it from a bird's eye view from being on the outside. Like I feel like men also may not be as smart as they think they are either. Is what I'm saying. Because I feel like females, I think, are a lot more smarter than people like really pay attention to it, and people don't really like give credit to how smart I think a lot of women really be. Like not only emotional intelligence stuff like that, but I'm talking about just in just life and period. Because when you really pay attention to it, you start realizing like they say a wise man once said it's either that females really are that dumb or AKA not dumb because we don't want to like call name calling nothing like that because everybody got their you know things and stuff like everybody's smarter in some areas, everybody may not be as smart as others. So I only like the name calling, but a wise man once said it's either females are not that intelligent logically at all for real, or it's a situation where they just like evil. And I've been paying attention and I've been thinking like if you really pay attention, females really ain't that dumb. Like they actually way smarter than even a lot of guys. They be like looking at the stuff, the whole situation. Like they'll look at like the beginning of a situation, they'll look at the end of a situation, and stuff like that. I feel like sometimes females play out traits that are even more intelligent than men, and so therefore it just leaves you to realize that maybe some females just have a more evil nature. That's the best way to say it. I mean, at the end of the day, yin is feminine by nature. You know what I mean? And yin does deal with the dark side of things, and that's in all spectrums. The dark side positively and the dark side negative. Dark side negative is like evil, negative things that what I'm saying that on the negative spectrum like affecting people, pain, stuff like that. Also, but even to the point where it manifests them having like periods and stuff like that. But I ain't even trying to get into that type of science. I'm just saying I understand the femininity does come from a yin space, which is a negative space in general, but not negative in the way that y'all look at it like good or bad. That's just a spectrum, a polar spectrum of things. A lot of things come out of the negative spectrum, even positive stuff. Like darkness is something that comes out of yin, the yin portion of it, but at the same time, it's not fully negative because without having darkness, you wouldn't have the ability to be an individual, aka the ability to go within yourself. You see what I'm saying? And have some type of enlightenment in the first place. So it's always positives and negatives to everything, yin and yang. It's negatives to the yang too. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. But that's not what I'm really talking about and I'm here to talk about. What I'm really just looking at is like I don't know. Everybody is different. Some people are smarter than other people. Some people are what you would consider dumber than other people, aka lacking more knowledge than other people, are not as intellectual smart. Their IQ may be lower. But I'm just saying, I just briefly say it. To briefly put it, I just look at it like people often look at it like sometimes women are less intelligent from a logical point of view than men. But really, I just think it's a game that's being played. I don't think women really are that much logically less inclined than men at all. I actually think sometimes they be more inclined. I just think women know how to put on a good game, put on a good play. Now, granted, they do be sometimes where it may play out like that, but for the most part, I think women just put on a good play. I think women are very intelligent. I think that people just um, be in situations where they not smart enough to really catch on to the situation at play. Because females a lot of times are way much more cunning than most men when you want to talk about cheating, when you want to talk about being in situations where you're trying to get by on somebody, being cunning and being able to be what's that word? I can't think of it, but when like I can't think of the damn word, bro. I just lost my damn head. I can't even think of the name. But I just say cunning. Like whenever you're trying to get something that you want your way, like they do be better at that than like a man do. Like men don't really be. I'm just realizing that men don't really be thinking deep like the way people think. Like yeah, they may be logical because they may lack more of the emotional energy on a percentage level in general. Because a lot of men are not in touch with their own feminine energy, to be able to have real intuition and psyche ability. But at the same time, I just feel like these don't be these intelligent men out here just be so intelligent, building and so structural and analytical. They be just as dumb as a box of rocks a lot of times. So my final conclusion is I feel like women are a lot smarter than people give them credit. I think that women are not as dumb logically as people try to make it or men try to portray it. And I feel like it's a lot more to it. And I feel like maybe there is a touch of evilness there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound sexist and stuff like that. We just talking. I ain't even saying all I'm saying is right. I'm just analyzing and ranting. I just feel like ranting today. Like people rant all the time. I just feel like ranting. So it wasn't really, nothing that I was just making a statement about per se. I was just thinking not how I felt stuff about different things. But I don't know. Ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna go ahead and get off. No, I just thought that was interesting. I just think, yeah, that's pretty much it. A wise man once said it's either that some females are just dumb and they really don't perceive logic well, or they just plain evil. And I'm gonna go with some of them, not all of them, but I think some of them maybe are just more so on plain evil. Cause when you look at it, a lot of them ain't really that dumb. They'll set you up better than you can set them up. They'll be in situations where they look at the ins and outs of a situation more than you do. They look at the beginning to the end, how it might play out, what might happen if that play out. You see what I'm saying? Like they be way much doing it better than me. And so I'm gonna have to say like you ain't that dumb. So in other words, I'm gonna say it like this. I think there's a small percentage level of women that don't know what be going on and they don't know what they be doing and they don't know how they affect the situation sometimes. Yes, but I think overall, I think women are smart. I think women know what they be doing. Period. Period. That's it. So I'm not trying to call them evil. I'm not trying because you know damn well every woman ain't evil. Everybody got their own mind. Everybody's different. You got positive people. You got negative people. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying in general. I feel like a lot of times it's not about a women not knowing something or being dumb. A lot of times I think women just they know what they be doing, but they think they can get by on it. I think that's the best way to say it. And this is why sometimes they can be harder liars than men sometimes because it's like you trying to hide your soft spot because you know you when you the feminine you are closer to the spirit. Like you are resonating more so on a soul nature. So you always gonna feel vulnerable. Your soft spot is always kind of feeling exposed. So you can't really blame them because that's the reality that they operate in and stuff like that. You can't really blame them and stuff like that because men don't always operate on that reality. You know, men operate on logic and I don't want to say logic or just thinking in general because they don't always be the smartest people, but they just they like to think out stuff and then sometimes they do add a little bit of like feeling because they be having their egos too. But for the most part, a dude can tread water a little bit lightly a little more easier than some women can because the realm that they operate in. And I think with that being said, I think it's easier for a dude to just do certain things and not think twice about it or not really worry about it. But it just made me, come to grips to understanding of why certain things occur, basically. But with that being said, I'm gonna drop this video, let this video go. I just think a lot of women do be knowing what they be doing, and I don't think it'd be a situation where it's like, oh, they're just so uninclined, or, they don't have the left brain side of things, aka they don't have the logic to this, so they just emotions. No, I don't think that. I do think they mainly operate off the emotional energy because that is the water, that is the feminine, that is the yin. But I also think they're very inclined, you know having deep, strong emotions is what allows you to have intuition and psyche and stuff like that. So you'll see beyond stuff further than sometimes other people can if you tap that enough. So I damn sure don't think it's a situation of a lack of knowledge or a lack of knowing. I think a lot of the females just know what they be doing, and they either like they say either evil, they either don't care, or they just don't give a hell. In a lot of these situations, and I'm not attacking everybody as a whole. I'm just talking about specific situations. But other than that, I just came for a little rant. It wasn't no serious video today. I'll probably be back with another video, a better video. Either later today or maybe tomorrow. Probably today, because I'm probably try to get on the ball, stuff like that. Shout out everybody out. Y'all have a best day.